This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Don Brennan in for Scott Dennis today. And right now, actually, a note you need to know about is there is southbound traffic is completely closed on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge due to a car fire there. So all southbound lanes are closed. It's a car fire on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. So not sure how long it is, but we will let you know the minute anything changes. The right lane is blocked as a result. Actually, all lanes had been blocked. Now it's down to just the right lane being blocked. So be aware of that if you are traveling southbound or at all on the bridge, because I'm sure there is residual traffic on the northbound lanes. Now, topping our noon news, Donald Trump has locked in another nomination for his cabinet. He's picked actually Florida Panthers owner Vincent Viola to serve as Army Secretary. Trump says Viola is, quote, living proof of the American dream. Viola bought the Panthers in 2013 for about $250 million, but if he is approved for the post, ownership of the NHL club would remain in his family, but he would have to step down from his roles as chairman and governor of the team. Meanwhile, electoral college votes are starting to roll in as President-elect Trump is expected to reach the 270 necessary votes to officially clinch the White House. At the same time, there are some last-ditch efforts to get electors to change their minds. ABC's Janai Norman is here from Washington.
I am pleased to announce that we have 4 votes for Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Decision Day in America, marked by an unprecedented push for the Electoral College not to pick the president-elect.
Republican members of the Electoral College, this message is for you.
Pleas from celebrities and petitions online with nearly 5 million signatures. Democrats hoping for a Hail Mary as the 538 members meet in every state capital and Washington, D.C. It would take at least 37 faithless electors to deflect from Trump and side with Hillary Clinton for her to take the White House. But the vast majority insist they aren't changing their vote.
It really shows a lack of understanding of our democracy. It shows an honest lack and disrespect.
The president-elect once blasted the Electoral College as a disaster for the democracy. But now, nearly 3 million votes behind Clinton in the popular vote, saluting the system that will likely put him in the White House.
I never appreciated it until now, how genius it was, what they had in mind.
Amid accusations of Russia's hacking in the election, 80 electors asked the Director of National Intelligence to provide them with classified briefings before voting. Those requests were denied. Janai Norman, ABC News, Washington.
And several electors from Florida will be in the Capitol today to cast their votes for president. Some of those voting include Republican National Committee co-chair Sharon Day, Republican Party of Florida Chairman Blaise Ingoglia, and Trump's Florida campaign co-chairs Joe Gruters and Susie Wiles. The electors were chosen by the state GOP and approved by Governor Rick Scott, who supported Trump. In other news, one person is dead and another behind bars in Bradenton following a fatal shooting over the weekend. Deputies say Roger Clinton and Terrence Gordon were arguing at a home on 33rd Avenue late Saturday night. Clinton left, but returned a short time later, and that's when Gordon allegedly approached him with a shotgun and began firing. Hitting the victim at least once, Clinton died at the scene. Gordon fled the scene. Deputies tracked Gordon down yesterday afternoon, and he was arrested without incident. He faces charges for second-degree murder. And starting today, the East Manatee Fire Rescue District will have a new leader. After 14 years, Fire Chief Byron Teets is retiring. This is a picture of him on your screen right there. Thank you for your service, Chief Teets. Now, Deputy Chief Lee Whitehurst is taking his place. The district will dedicate its newest fire station on 60th Court Street East to Teets tonight at 5:30. And look out below. From Venice, from now on. For the first time ever, skydivers can now take the leap at the Venice Municipal Airport. 4 skydivers took part in the first skydive this past weekend as part of Skydive Venice. For some, it was not just their first time at Venice Airport, but their first time jumping ever.
I was nervous, but as soon as I jumped out of the airplane, there was this silence and then the beautiful scenery that you could see.
It took 7 years to get commercial skydiving approved at the airport. And John, I was out earlier today, and it was very much Ichabod Crane-like weather. Even at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, very foggy and not skydiving type weather.
You must have been kind of close to the coast.
somewhat here and about out in Twin Lakes Park, but
Yep.
yeah, it was eerie.
Yeah. You know what? The fog came up pretty thick in some locations. Other places, not so much. Mostly early on in the morning, it was in inland areas along the coastline. It lingers a little bit longer. Even through the mid-afternoon, you'll find some patches out in Gulf waters of some fog. Yeah, that's the case today. That'll probably not be the case tomorrow. Take a look at Lakewood Ranch. Started off pretty nice, and then boom, the fog rolled in. And it was thick at times, and then it cleared out pretty quickly as well with a little bit of residual cloud cover left over. We'll have that cloud cover off and on throughout the day, right into probably the next couple of days. We have a front sinking south. That frontal boundary just to our north now is responsible for those thicker clouds you see in the visible satellite imagery. That's gradually drifting closer to us and will lead us to kind of a cloudy overnight period. We will, however, have a chance at some rainfall under some of these clouds as we head into the overnight. Rain chance at about 20%. That frontal boundary is going to cool us, but only a little bit. We'll talk about how much in just a few. Back to you, Don.
Thanks a lot, John. Now, happening today, the city of Palmetto facing some tough decisions following a 6-month moratorium on open storage businesses. A new ordinance could allow businesses needing open storage space to file for a permit. The original idea was the city was to take a year off to work out the issues within old city codes, but the 6-month moratorium commissioners were given was not enough time for that. A meeting now will take place tonight on the very next step with that moratorium. And also happening today in Sarasota County, a neighborhood workshop taking place to go over the plans for the proposed Siesta Promenade. The site is at the corner of 41 and Stickney Point Road. And those who attend can say what they want the developer to add to their scope of work, or if any other studies should be done on the project before it heads to county commissioners in March. Benderson Development is applying for a critical area plan designation on 24 acres for residential and commercial purposes on that corner. The meeting is tonight at 6:30 at the Pine Shores Presbyterian Church on Crestwood Avenue, and that is in Sarasota. And a new study is showing the affordable housing crisis on the Suncoast is affecting more than half of local renters. According to the national survey, the Sarasota-Bradenton area ranks 81st in affordability in metro areas. Renters we spoke to say it took them months to find a place to fit their budget. A new study from ApartmentList.com also finds more than 50% of renters in the Sarasota-Bradenton area were cost-burdened in 2015. The study considers renters cost-burdened when they pay more than 30% of their gross income on rent. And now joining us, ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern. Richard, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it as always, especially after that big win in the cold, frigid weather at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Green Bay Packers, Richard's favorite team, pulled out the win with a field goal late in the game, right?
Aaron Rodgers is nothing short of amazing. You're absolutely right, Don. Almost as amazing as the stock market. We're on track right now for the best December in 6 years. Yes, I said 6 years. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up, pretty well, up around 40 points. We're up 75 points at the high of the day, and we'll obviously see where things go from here. But right now, buyers continue to be buying, sellers are drawing up, and the market continues to close at all but record highs. Let's take a look at the figures as they stand right now. There you see the Dow up 39 points, 0.2% at 19,882.61. That on volume of 404 million shares. The NASDAQ, the biggest winner of the day so far, up 29 points, more than 0.5% at 5,468.79. That on volume of 611 million shares. And the S&P, very much like the Dow, up 0.2%, just over 5 points at 2,262.97. Well, you're probably familiar with the name Lennar Homes. They're one of the largest home builders here on the Suncoast, and based in Miami, they build homes everywhere in our viewing area. Lennar today surprised Wall Street by announcing a fiscal third quarter that was well ahead of expectations. That third quarter ended on the 30th of November. They delivered 8,200 homes during the fourth quarter, well ahead of expectations, and they already have an order backlog for the current quarter of 6,600 homes. You may recall earlier this year that Lennar is buying WCI, also a major home builder, and certainly gives them even a larger presence on the Suncoast. Don, one would expect with all the real estate they now earn and with people really going forward with their plans, chances are Lennar can just continue to grow.
Really sounds good. Well, Richard, just like the Packers, it seems like the market's on a winning streak. We're going to hear more from you at 5 tonight.
I'll be here.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're
ABC
welcome.
7's Richard Stern. Now, new at noon, Christmas could be coming back to the holiday parade in Venice. Yes, city officials are considering whether to reinstate the word Christmas back into the city's holiday parade. It used to be known as the Venice Christmas Parade, but the word was snuffed out a few years ago. The consideration to reinstate it comes after receiving a request by 2 people who want the popular name back. About 3,000 people attended the parade last month. It's a very popular parade for sure. It's a 40-year tradition in Venice, and the city council plans to take up the name-changing issue again at a meeting next month. And after 80 years of serving Sarasota, a family business is finally closing its doors. Schroed Jewelers on Main Street has been providing engagement rings, anniversary, birthday, and holiday presents to residents since 1936. It was started by Carl Sr. and Ethel Schroed, and their son Frank Schroed took over the reins when they were done. He says he grew up in the store and has been in retail all of his life. And now he's ready to retire and move on to other ventures.
I've been here a long time, raised my children here, and it is going to be a very difficult time in my life to say goodbye because our customers are like family. They've always been like family, and I'm going to miss them very, very, very much.
Despite the difficulty of saying goodbyes to his customers, Schroed says he's looking forward to retirement. He'll plan to travel and buy a small farm, which doesn't sound like he's going to retire because small farm's not easy to run, but he's also excited about spending the holidays with his family instead of at the store. Time now to head over to the kitchen and check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, and she's joining us today with a guest from Libby's Cafe and Bar. And Judy, what do you got cooking today?
Well, I get the good deed of just standing here and tasting because I have Chef Fran from Libby's. Fran, you have a lot of new menu items, and I specifically asked you to make this dish. Tell our viewers what you're making today.
Yeah, you did. Thanks, Judy. This is our buffalo cauliflower. It's kind of like a great vegetarian take on wings. You know, kind of the same treatment. Delicious.
It really is, and even though it's some of the cooking process with frying a little bit, it's still going to cut back on the calories, but the flavor is just there. So make sure you stay with me and Chef Fran for the whole hour. You're going to get to hear about their new menu, see how to make this great cauliflower dish that's perfect for the holidays to share with people. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's the perfect time for a quick holiday getaway. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll talk to our travel expert about ideas for everything from day trips to a day's drive away. All the holiday eating and drinking can be hard on our bodies. We'll ask Dr. Jenny what we can do to prepare ahead of time. Plus, our gift guide continues with our four-legged friends, and Yo Sushi is in the kitchen.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Florida Studio Theater presents Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, celebrating fierce women with fierce vocals from the 70s through today. Featuring songs by performers such as Cher, Tina Turner, and Reba McEntire. Don't miss what critics are saying is a lively, high-energy driving review with powerhouse singers. Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, current conditions outside are looking pretty good. 80 degrees, the air temperature well above average, and we'll probably top it out around 82 for a daytime high. So we are again on the warm side of average. I sound like a broken record, I know. Last month, the second warmest November on record. And this week, right into Christmas, we are looking at temperatures that'll be above average, even though we have a cold front coming through tonight. We're looking at 71-degree dew point, really thick, steamy. A lot of humidity in the atmosphere. That's what set the stage for the fog we had around this morning. That's almost a summer-like dew point value. Calm winds currently. That's why we have some lingering fog also out in Gulf waters. 80 degrees Sarasota, Venice, Lakewood Ranch. 81 in Parrish, Bradenton, Mayaca, Northport. 84 degrees in Punta Gorda. 81 in Arcadia and Mayaca. And as I mentioned, 80 in Wauchula. So we have winds that are generally out of the southeast, just continuously out of the southeast across the region, both north and south of. And all of that northeast or southeast wind really just driving in the humidity, driving in the moisture, driving up the air temperatures. It's also kind of keeping most of the heaviest of the fog out in Gulf waters, which is a good thing. If that were an onshore wind, we'd have much more widespread fog than we had this morning. A lot of the fog this morning was kind of centered around areas south of Clark Road, and especially around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. But in any event, I'll take an 80-degree temperature any day. You take a look at some of these temperatures across the country currently. 6 degrees at O'Hare, 20 in Cleveland, 37 in Washington. Well, Atlanta's finally out of the freezing range anyway. They're at 41 or 41. 29 degrees in Dallas still. The jet stream is just taking a big dip down to the south. That's allowing that cold air to sink out of Canada and allowing some really chilly temperatures to encompass a lot of the nation today. In fact, it'll probably be colder in parts of the open plains than it will be in Anchorage, Alaska today. That cold air will moderate with time, but for tonight, again, another chilly night where most of the country will be at or below the freezing mark. So, you know, Florida's doing all right, thankfully, according to the jet stream. That's all about the jet stream at this time of year. Frontal boundary kind of meandering across parts of central Florida. This cold high-pressure dome over much of the country, and this front finally getting a little push from the jet stream to sink a little bit further to the south. As it does so tonight, it'll come through as a cold front. You'll hardly notice except the winds will pick up a little bit tomorrow morning. We may get a little shower out of this, about a 20% chance of rain. Today, though, sun-cloud mix, warm again with temperatures well above average and a few overnight showers. Now, after the front moves through, yes, our temperatures will lower a little bit, but we'll still be above average. We'll still come in probably around 3 or 4 or 5 degrees cooler tomorrow than we are today. We have temperatures, wind gusts rather, that are in about the 10-mile-an-hour range, but they'll be picking up during the overnight. And that's one of the reasons I don't think we'll have as much fog around tomorrow morning, because the wind speeds will be higher. Northeast wind at about 10, increasing to 10 to 15 tonight as that front moves through. And so in the extended range forecast, slightly cooler tomorrow, cooler still on Wednesday. Another front comes through Thursday and into Friday with another chance of rain. And then we'll start the weekend warm up as we head to a Christmas that'll be in the low 80s. Donnie?
Oh, Christmas in Florida, John, nothing like it. Now in our health news today is the final day that people can sign up for Obamacare health insurance coverage. The deadline to enroll through the federal exchange is 11:59 tonight. Officials put back the deadline from December 15th after experiencing such heavy volume on that day that they felt they could give people more time. Obamacare is for people who don't have access to employer-sponsored insurance or can't afford other plans. President-elect Donald Trump is vowing to repeal Obamacare, but that has not deterred people from signing up. And if you use your reusable grocery bags, you may be packing more than food. According to doctors from the Cleveland Clinic, the bags are easily contaminated with germs. Maybe that's how I got sick. They can harbor multiple bacteria, including E. coli. Cross-contamination can occur when meat, produce, and pre-cooked foods are placed in the same bag. Meats, by the way, are the most common contamination culprit. To cut back on bacteria, doctors say grocery bags should only be used for groceries.
It's really important not to use grocery bags for other purposes. They should be designated grocery bags. And as a matter of fact, some people even recommend that you label one for meats, one for produce, that type of thing, so you don't get into cross-contamination between your own bags.
Also, to avoid cross-contamination, doctors suggest washing your reusable bag after each trip to the store, but 97% of shoppers say they've never washed their reusable bags. The holidays are all about good times with friends and family, but if you're not careful, it can also lead to some heartache, and we're not talking about the mental kind. Eating too much food and alcohol can cause something called holiday heart syndrome. It's when overeating and overindulging in alcohol leads to an irregular heartbeat, which is called atrial fibrillation. That can increase your risk of stroke, heart attack, and heart failure. To avoid these holiday heart complications, doctors suggest not to eat too many foods heavy in cream, sugar, or salt. Also avoid drinking a lot of alcohol, and eat a small meal before heading to gatherings. That can also help you cut back on overindulging when you do get to the dinner table. At the end of the day, doctors say you can have fun, just don't overdo it. Everything in moderation, right? Coming up next on your Suncoast News, right in the heart of football season, we can find a little baseball. We'll tell you how one local camp is carrying on the tradition of the All-American baseball sport. In a medical episode also causing one driver to almost crash his car on the highway. You've got to see this amazing video on the Good Samaritans, what they did to help out. Coming up.
Sarasota Jungle Gardens invites your family to the Holiday Light Spectacular select nights in December. Come enjoy dazzling light displays, live entertainment, and pictures with Santa. Tickets and information available at the door or online at sarasotajunglegardens.com.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
A poodle butter dish. I'll use this. A chicken purse. It's so artsy. You're really good at giving gifts.
This holiday, give the perfect gift.
Perfect.
Flowers, always the perfect gift. Beneva Flowers and Gifts, exceeding your expectations.
Don't miss Sarasota Jungle Gardens Holiday Light Spectacular select nights in December. There's joyous music, roasting marshmallows, and festive family activities. Tickets and information available at the door or online at sarasotajunglegardens.com.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, a not-so-friendly gesture by a star college football player is caught on camera. Now it's coming to the public. Running back Joe Mixon from the University of Oklahoma in hot water after he was caught punching a female student in the face. Now, it happened a couple months ago, but the video was just brought to light by Mixon's lawyer. You see, they seem to get in some kind of a scuffle, and she pushes him, and then he just waylays her, knocks her out, breaking bones in her face. and blooding her nose, and her friends came to help, and Mixon took off. Actually, the incident happened 2 years ago. The video just now being released on Friday. See that? Just ugly, ugly video. The two were, whatever the altercation was, Mixon ended up punching her and knocking her out, and he walked out. He was suspended his freshman year as a result. The video has been under wraps until now. The Oklahoma court ruled it public, and some believe the video would have, maybe would have changed everything for Mixon and put his playing in the NFL in jeopardy.
What team would say, I think it's a good idea to draft a guy who is seen throwing this devastating punch on video?
To counteract what Christine Brennan says there, it seems that teams don't shy away from domestic violence against women when they're drafting, but if you smoke marijuana, they have definitely dropped in their draft. Now, the woman in the video ended up suffering the broken jaw and fractures in her face, and Mixon has since apologized for the incident, and he pled to a misdemeanor assault charge. He's serving no jail time, but he did pay a fine and do community service. Now, what was thought to be a penalty last night during the Dallas Cowboys and Buccaneers showdown is turning out to be getting some major kudos. During the second quarter of the game, Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott scored on a two-yard touchdown run here, and then he does a dive into the Salvation Army kettle right there. He donated himself for Christmas. Elliott was penalized for obviously unsportsmanlike conduct and excessive celebration. But now the NFL is saying they're not going to fine him. There's your answer, Jimbo. Instead, they're expecting some donations to start rolling in. After the game, Elliott told the press Salvation Army is one of their biggest partners, so he had to show them a little love. The Cowboys ended up having a little love last night with a 26-20 win over the Buccaneers. Now, from football to baseball. Baseball in December? Yes, indeed. In recent years, the Kelly brothers and their friends have put on the All-Pro Baseball Camp during Christmas week. And over 150 kids this year, today, came out. To the amount of actual professional players, managers, and scouts is also getting up there for tutelage. So many of the mentors at the camp began at this very park, Twin Lakes Park. So it really brings it all home for these kids. Chris Kelly, who founded the camp with his brother Casey and their dad Pat, knows they can't teach everything in one day, but if the camp has an impact on the kids, then it has been a successful day.
Guys get so many coaches, they have different things, but this is a chance for them to get around guys that have made it, that have become professional players and that have picked up things along their way and have had several coaches that they can impart. Just if they can just learn one thing out here, we hope they take it away from them, something they can take into their season when they come out in the spring.
This is the 8th year that the group has held the clinic. Missing this year, Dad, who's managing in the Dominican Republic, and a camp original, Derek Barrows. He was one of the founders as well, and he's about to have a baby and moved to Texas, so he's not there to give his tutelage anymore. Now let's get back to the kitchen and Chef Judy, and she joins us today with Chef Fran from Libby's.
I think you're going to love this dish because I went nuts for it last week. We're making buffalo cauliflower. And I like that you said it's faux healthy.
We have to sneak it in the deep fryer, so sometimes fried food tastes great.
I hear you. So what are you adding right now?
So one of the interesting steps about this dish is that we brine the cauliflower. So we kind of treat the cauliflower like a meat. So that brining process helps to bring some of that buffalo flavor into the cauliflower and kind of breaks down the texture and helps it get a little bit tender for the frying process. So we just use like a regular store-bought wing sauce, Judy, and for the brine, and we mix it with soy sauce and maple syrup and powdered garlic.
And that's what keeps it from being too spicy, and you get that nice sweetness on the end.
And instead of just using, sometimes brines just use like a straight salt, and you can be careful of the salinity. The soy sauce helps to balance and bring, temper that salinity a little bit, makes it a little more edible, eats better. So basically, the great thing about this dish is, if you can do it, you can do most of this a day in advance. This step. So
good to know when you're going to a party, get a lot of this done.
So regular cauliflower flowers, you can buy them in a bag like that, or you just cut it yourself. And the important thing is that this is in a shallow enough container that the cauliflower can remain submerged.
Gotcha. And about how long? 24 hours?
No, it's a short brine. It's a 2-hour soak for the vegetables.
Okay.
So we let this soak for 2 hours. We drain the cauliflower and we drain it. It's got this really great color.
It looks exactly like a wing sauce.
So the color, that kind of reinforces, I think, the palate when you're kind of eating that color. It kind of reinforces the flavor.
I totally agree.
So the advanced step here is that we take this cauliflower at this point and we put it onto a prepared pan.
Okay.
And we give it a little bit of oven time. And it's important that when we put this is a pan spray, so it's prepared so it won't caramelize. We're trying to avoid getting color in the cauliflower.
Okay.
We're just giving it some oven time to take some of that extra crunch out of it, right?
Gotcha.
So it gets about 10 minutes in a 350-degree oven.
Okay.
And after at that point, you can cool it and put it away to the next day.
Great.
And it's ready to go. And and it doesn't look that much different. This is what it looks like after it's cooked, right? It's just a little bit more tender.
Perfect. So we have to go to break, but when we come back, you'll be frying and you'll be garnishing, and wait to hear about the sauce that goes with us. And another new dish back on the menu at Libby's. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Fran, I can't wait.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a CRV for $219 during Wild's final clearance. Just $219 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Sarasota, we're uncorking something special at Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room. Shop in a relaxed atmosphere with our wine specialists. You'll find 1,000 international wines, 200 under $20. National brand and boutique liquors at competitive pricing. Handcrafted beers. Stop by Michael's Wine Cellar and Tasting Room today and let us show you something exceptional.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you. Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify. Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy? Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a Civic for $179 during Wild's final clearance. Just $179 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Don Brennan in for Scott Dennis today. And some breaking news coming into the newsroom right now. We're learning Russia's ambassador to Turkey has died after being shot by what seems to be a lone gunman. Russian Ambassador Andrei Karlov was several minutes into a speech at the embassy-sponsored exhibition in Turkey when a man wearing a suit and tie fired at least 8 shots. This is a developing story, and we'll have more information as it comes available. Now, also topping our national news, it's only 5 days before Christmas, and a family in Little Rock, Arkansas likely won't be celebrating Christmas this year because their 3-year-old son was shot and killed senselessly by a road rage driver. 3-year-old Asen King was shopping with his grandmother on Saturday when a driver started shooting in her car. Now, police say the driver got angry at the grandmother because he thought she wasn't moving fast enough. The driver honked the horn, and investigators say the grandmother honked back. That's when they say the man allegedly got out of his vehicle and started shooting. Asen was sitting in his car seat when he was shot. He later died at the hospital.
I have small children, so to think that somebody lost their child this close to Christmas over sitting at a stop sign too long or not going fast enough. I mean, that's just nonsense.
As I said, Asen died at the hospital. The grandmother wasn't hit at all, and police believe the grandmother and the boy were completely innocent and have no relationship with the shooter. They're now looking for an older black Chevrolet Impala that was possibly involved. Meanwhile, a lightning strike is being suspected for a massive barn fire that killed several horses in Kentucky. The fire broke out overnight at the Equine Center in Lexington. 35 horses were inside. About a dozen managed to get saved before the barn collapsed. Most of the horses who died were yearlings and racehorses. The owner of the barn says he suspects severe thunderstorms as the cause of the fire, but the official cause is still being investigated. Back here in Florida, a remarkable rescue caught on camera. In it, the driver seems to be suffering from a seizure of some sort. Actually, people weren't sure what was going on, but he was losing control of his car and driving all over the road when some good Samaritans stepped in to save him. ABC's Lindsay Davis has the story.
Pull over! Pull over!
These are the harrowing moments caught on a Florida highway. A car careens out of control, coming dangerously close to catastrophe.
What the?
Watch as the driver, apparently having a medical episode, crashes through this street light and keeps going.
What are you doing? Pull over!
It was almost like a pinball machine. He was literally back and forth, 4 lanes of traffic, banging off of each wall.
Despite blown out tires, the Cadillac picks up speed, crisscrossing the highway.
Oh my God!
Slamming into a guardrail.
Pull! You need to stop!
Before finally coming to a stop.
Bro, you need to stop! Stop!
The driver appears disoriented, but is somehow okay.
Let's get out of the car. It's smoking. Come on, we got to get out of the car. The car's smoking.
Nearly a dozen Good Samaritans jump in to help.
I'm a trauma nurse. If anybody can tell me what's going on.
And they make sure he makes it safely to a hospital.
I'm sure they didn't know what was going on. They realized it was a medical situation. Now, follow up this afternoon on a deep freeze that's hovering over millions today. At least 19 weather-related deaths have been reported so far, and 19 states remain under weather alerts. Snow and ice making a dangerous combination for drivers in cities like Baltimore. So in Maryland alone, police responded to 377 accidents in just 24 hours. For millions trying to fly, there's even more headaches. Nearly 5,000 flights have been canceled since Thursday. Experts say most of the country is expected to bounce back to normal temperatures by Wednesday, thankfully. Hopefully we'll be back to normal at some point soon. Speaking of the freeze, we found one meteorologist who's having some fun with the chills. Matthew Dux is the lead meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that is. And to demonstrate how cold it is, Dux froze bubbles onto a frying pan. They froze instantly, and he shattered them. In another cold weather experiment, he tossed a pot of boiling water into the air, and it instantly turned to steam. The temperature outside when he did this experiment, 24 degrees below zero. John, don't you wish you could do little experiments like this again?
I'm glad he didn't kiss the frying pan. That would have
put his tongue on the flagpole.
That would have been bad. Yes, that would have been like a scene out of A Christmas Story. We're looking at some pretty decent weather shaping up for us. We won't be able to freeze bubbles or create our own snow outside, but we certainly will be enjoying some abnormally warm temperatures once again.
Yeah. Well, it seems like frozen bubbles would be more like little Christmas ornaments. Very, just a little ball you can hang on a tree.
It's a cool experiment to do, actually. Very popular with meteorologists up north. It's a cool thing. Plus, you throw the mementos, doing mementos too, and having them explode and shoot up in the air. And instead of, one beautiful stream of Coca-Cola flying through the sky, you get a snake that basically grows. It's cool. We have around our region fog. That's our meteorological experiment in the skies today. Fog formed and was thick at times over the water. It lingers longer out in Gulf waters, but with the winds picking up, I think most of the time we will be enjoying some fine weather. Here's the next little bit of weather coming our way. A frontal boundary sinking south promises us a chance of rain. We'll talk about those chances and what to expect after that front comes through in just a few, Don.
Thank you, John. New at noon, a woman accused of making death threats against the parents of a child who died in the Sandy Hook massacre is having her first day in court. 57-year-old Lucy Richards was arrested 2 weeks ago in Tampa for making threats to the father of 6-year-old Noah Posner, who died in the 2012 mass shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. Richards says she thought the shooting was a hoax, and she's being prosecuted in Fort Lauderdale. Richard faces 4 felony counts of transmitting threats. In Georgia, the cost of sending a man to prison for life is going to set the state back a few $1,000s. Life imprisonment for Justin Ross Harris is expected to be about $550,000. Other costs from the trial include about $250,000 for Harris's unsuccessful defense, and changing the trial's location cost another $149,000. An additional $127,000 was spent on the prosecution. Ross is convicted of malice murder and other charges in the death of his 22-month-old son, Cooper. In June 2014, Ross left Cooper in a hot SUV where he died. In Disney's Magic Kingdom, about to get a little more magical, or at least entertaining for adults. 4 restaurants in the park are now serving alcohol. This includes beer and wine, and Disney says the change was made because of requests from customers. Until now, only the Be Our Guest restaurant sold alcohol in the Magic Kingdom. Now, alcoholic beverages are already available at Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom parks at Disney World. And now, it's going to the Magic Kingdom as well. Now, let's head back over to the kitchen with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. She's joined today with Chef Fran from Libby's, and they're talking about buffalo cauliflower.
That's right, Donnie, and this is my Magic Kingdom right here in the kitchen. So, Fran, let's talk about the breading procedure.
So, real standard breading, Judy. I kind of just go to a seasoned flour, the buttermilk.
The buttermilk,
And then back in a seasoned flour. We use buttermilk for lots of the wet dredges. And you know, at home, you can just use, like I use just some canola oil on top of the stove.
Okay.
About 375 degrees.
Perfect.
Takes about 3 minutes, and we're real hot here. And really, this is the point we treat it just like chicken wings. So this gets kind of golden brown and crispy. And we have some here. And the fried cauliflower is going to come right into the bowl. And we toss it with a little bit of wing sauce. And the thing is, we were kind of talking about this with the vegetarian cooking that's just kind of healthy. You know, our wing sauce is 50% wing sauce and 50% melted butter. So there you go.
Okay. So truth be known, we're not going to put this on the Weight Watcher approved list. But this is such a great dish if you're going to a New Year's party or a Hanukkah or Christmas party. You're going to love it. I'm addicted to this. Wings get greasy, and the cauliflower, I like the texture of it.
And it's got a really crisp finish, just like a great chicken wing. And we toss it just like we would, chicken wings. And then the thing that's great about this dish also is it eats really well with all those great kind of classic.
Yes, bring the blue cheese.
Like blue cheese. And shaved celery.
And I like that you shave the celery. It makes it a whimsical dish. Right. This is going to be in my Super Bowl party menu for sure.
And we also, because we need, I always like different textures with this.
Yeah.
It's kind of crispy, and it's got a little bit of that salty fireness to it.
Right.
So we do candied nuts is also a great garnish for texture. It also gives that little bit of flavor that balances some of that sweetness. And because it's really healthy, we garnish it.
That's right. It's all about the healthy garnish.
All in disguise.
I'm going to taste in just a few minutes and show you one more dish on Libby's new menu. So please stay with us. We'll be back in just a few. Thanks, Fran.
Thank you.
These are our heroes. They have sacrificed so much to serve our country. And now Granny Nannies is truly honored to serve them. We're here, and we're ready to help. Call us today.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And Subaru has the best resale value of all brands for 2016. Now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease a new Forester for just $209 a month or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Looking at an air temperature outside that's toasty, coming in at 80 degrees, already well above average for this time of year by about 8 degrees. We're looking at 71 dew point value. Again, very thick, humid air lifting up on a southerly wind. We have calm winds now, but the general flow is out of the southeast and has been all morning long. That's really pumped in the humidity and led to that fog that we had around this morning. We could have fog again tomorrow morning, except for one thing. Our winds are going to pick up significantly, actually, and maybe even shift direction just a little bit. By dawn, that'll help bring us a fog-free morning commute. But it could be a little bit wet. Talk about why in just a second. 81 Wauchula, 81 Myakka, Arcadia Parish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, and Northport. 84 degrees Longboat Key, 83 in Sarasota, 78 in Inglewood, and 84 degrees in Punta Gorda. We have winds that, as I mentioned, out of the southeast, both north and south, and that will continue on through the day today. Then tomorrow, we'll watch a cold front sink southward. Right now, a big dome of high pressure sits over the most of the country, actually. We have another little low-pressure area back in the Pacific Northwest. That'll be visiting us by the end of the week. But until then, it's really about this high-pressure ridge. And the bottom edge of that high-pressure ridge has this frontal boundary that's been stalled. Now it's on the march. So it comes down the state as a cold front passing through our area tonight. As it moves through our area tonight, it brings us a chance of a sprinkle or a shower. And then tomorrow morning, some of those roadway surfaces could be just a little bit damp because I think the showers will maybe continue on through a good chunk of the nighttime hours. And the reason for that is they'll be on and off. They won't be really heavy, but they'll be here and there kind of hit and miss showers because this front will eventually just stall out down in the southern tip and then wash away with time. Sun cloud makes warm again, a few overnight showers. Those are the weather highlights for the next several days, really. This river of air associated with that frontal boundary and the lift associated with it continues to press southward, bringing us less than Chamber of Commerce days for the next several days. Kind of cloudy with, at times, mix of sun and clouds. Rain showers are possible over the course of the next probably 24 hours, but not really until we get to this evening. That's when the best chance will start in. And particularly after midnight. We have also this southerly flow, which is visible here by a few echoes coming in off of Lake Okeechobee. We don't really have any real showers in progress now locally, but I think we may tonight. Northeast wind shifting and becoming stronger at about 10 knots through the nighttime hours, then shifting tomorrow morning. 2-foot seas, light chop. Couple of tides to talk about. We had an 11:18 low tide. The next tide won't come until just before the 6 o'clock hour at 5:42. That'll be a high tide. So we're closer to the low right now. Another low will occur at 11:36. And the official Suncoast forecast shows after that chance of rain late tonight, and then tomorrow, a cloudy kind of day, but temperatures a little bit cooler after that frontal passage. We'll have another chance of rain Thursday into Friday with another front, but even that one won't lower our temperatures all that much. And by the time we get to Christmas, we'll be pretty close to the 81-degree mark. Don?
Thank you, John. Now here's a wonderful story. After dating for 41 years, two lovebirds finally tied the knot in Texas. Bill and Linda Bounds started dating each other back in 1975. The couple says they always have been together, and although they have never lived under the same roof. The only secret they kept hidden from their families was their wedding. News of the engagement was a pleasant shock to the family. Bill's 96-year-old mother says she's been waiting for this moment a very long time.
I knew they were meant for each other. They just got along so beautifully. And finally, we got them together.
And everybody was kind of in shock.
It just seemed the timing was right, even though it took us a while.
Well, the newlyweds say the secret to their love relationship is making the other person happy and putting the other person first. The family hopes the couple will honeymoon in another decade or at least sooner. Now, when we come back, we'll wrap up in the kitchen with Chef Judy, and the force was strong at the box office this past weekend. We'll tell you how Rogue One performed in its opening weekend. That's coming up next in entertainment.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Riding at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
Hey, I'm really glad that you're taking a few moments to check out this video about the ministry of First Sarasota Downtown Baptist Church. I'm William Hill, lead pastor here at First Sarasota. For the last 15 years, it's been my privilege to share in the life of this faith community, a community that centers itself around faith, friends, and family. Indeed, it is a ministry that's been in existence right here in this wonderful city for over a century.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The year is winding down, and that means big savings for you during the Big Finish event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokees, or save big on a brand new 2017 Jeep Patriot. Stop by today and drive away in a new Jeep Compass for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
A poodle butter dish. I'll use this. A chicken purse. It's so artsy. You're really good at giving gifts.
This holiday, give the perfect gift.
Perfect.
Flowers, always the perfect gift. Beneva Flowers and Gifts, exceeding your expectations.
And it's buffalo cauliflower. Tell me about the dip that you made for this.
It's really straightforward, Judy. It's like a blue cheese. It's a ranch dressing with crumbled blue cheese and some lemon oil that we use just to.
And the lemon is really coming through in this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this dish as well. It's my second favorite.
This is our almond butter hummus. So it's, instead of using tahini to enrich and thicken, we use an almond butter. So. It's a little better for you, and it eats like, richer. It has a deeper flavor to it.
And of course, Fran, your presentations just nail it.
Thank
you can
you.
get this recipe on mysuncoast.com. Just click on the dining page. You can also click under restaurants on Libby's and see what's going on there. Fran, as always, thank you and happy holidays.
Thank you, Judy. You too.
Guys?
Thank you both. No surprise that Rogue One took the #1 spot at the box office this weekend. Yes, Star Wars is predestined to make money. The spinoff here bringing in an estimated $155 million. That's the second best December opening ever behind last year's Star Wars, The Force Awakens. The animated flick Moana came in second place, and T.J. Miller and Jennifer Aniston's comedy Office Christmas Party came in third. But it was a terrible debut for Will Smith's drama Collateral Beauty, which finished in fourth place with an estimated $7 million and made it the worst worldwide opening ever. And happy belated birthday to Steven Spielberg. Hollywood's one-time Wonder Boy is now 70 years old, but what is 70? It's just a number. He's not slowing down. In fact, he's making more films. He's doing a reunion with Harrison Ford for a fifth Indiana Jones adventure, which is due out in 2019. Spielberg will be 72 by then. I just wanted to update everybody. The southbound right-hand lane of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge is still closed due to a car fire. So one lane is closed. That's the right-hand lane of the southbound traffic on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. John, Judy, thank you so much for your help. In addition today, you could do a fry your egg on the sidewalk here tomorrow, whereas everybody else is doing the cold weather stuff. You do something to do with the heat, right?
Just about. Just about could do that. It's going to be another warm one.
All right, excellent. Thank you both. More news coming up at 5, and The View is coming up at 4. Have a great day, everybody.